Then what a person does is he processes this and does the sankhara process, and then creates the vijnana. So this is what is being done by the person. This is what we need to understand, right? So Rupa Vedana Sanya will happen anyway, but the Sattva does the Sankhara and create the Vijnana. So now if you look at the Lokaya or the world, you have Rupa Vedana Sanya Sankhara Vijnana, right? And another thing that we are trying to learn here is Rupa Vedana Sanya Sankhara Vijnana, the Panchaskandha is equivalent to the Ayatana, the Salayatana. So this is very important. We need to understand how it's the same thing, right? How it becomes the same thing, because this is something that not many people understand. They think Panchaskandha is something and the Ayatana, the 6 Ayatana are different. So now this is how we are trying to learn this, right? The Rupa Vedana Sanya Sankhara Vijnana are there, and then if we take on the other side, Chakku Sota Gana Jivha Kaya Mana, and then we look at it, right? With the Rupa you have, with Chakku you create the Rupa. Then Rupa and Sota, we create the Sota Rupa, Gahana Rupa, Jivha Rupa, Kaya Rupa, Mano Rupa, right? And then the Vedana, Rupa Vedana, then Sota Vedana, Gahana, Jivha, Kaya, Mana, then Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. Similarly you create with all 6, right? So that is what you need to understand. The 6, from the 6 senses you create Ayatana, collection points, Ayasthana. Yes, Ayasthana, yeah, that's a good point actually. Ayatana, let me just explain a little bit about the Ayasthana or the Ayatana, how it becomes an Ayatana, right? For example, if you take a building, Ayatana is like an institute, right? So this Ayatana, when we use a building for a banking organization, we call it a bank, right? When we use it for an education purpose, it's the same building, but we are using it for education, then it becomes a educational institution. When it is used for some medicine or some like a hospital, you call it a hospital, right? So according to what is going on inside, we call it a name. So that is how it happens. It's like a cage. If you take one cage, if you put a dog inside, or if you put a cat inside, or if you put a pet inside, a different pet, you have different names according to the pet, or according to what you're doing, what you're using it for, right? So that is what an Ayatana is, right? So coming back to the next thing is we are looking at the world, the Lokaya, in different aspects. The world has been explained in different ways. The most common way is the Chakkayatana, Sotayatana, Gahanayatana, Jivhayatana, Kayatana, Manayatana. Then Rupayatana, Saddhayatana, the inner world and the outer world, right? Then Rupayatana, Saddhayatana, Gandhayatana, Rasayatana, Pottabbayatana and Dhammayatana. So those are the 12, the inner world and the outer world, that we normally consider, we normally look at. We also have the Rupa Vedana Sanya Sankhara Vijnana, right? So that's another way of explaining the world. And that's a Panchaskandha world, looking at in a Panchaskandha manner. If you look at it in a Ayatana manner, you look at the 12 ayatana, right? And then in dhatu, in terms of dhatu, we can take it as Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Akasa, Vijnana. So that is in terms of dhatu. And then we'll look at the Vipaka world and the Abhisankara world. Now we have the Vipaka world, and this is very important because this is where we need to understand. Unless we understand what Vipaka and Abhisankara are, we are not going to understand where to put the line, draw the line across, and where to stop this. Because when you're doing the meditation, when you're in a dhyana, right,